Okay, so Trump's immigration ban. People have been freaking out about it. People are protesting. People are going nuts. Let's talk about what's actually going on with it. So, 7 countries are banned: Syria, Iran, Iraq, Yemen, Somalia, Sudan, Libya, all for 90 days. The refugee resettlement program has been halted for 120 days. Syrian refugees are banned indefinitely. The question is this move unprecedented? Well, President Obama banned all Iraqi refugees in 2011 for 6 months. The State Department statistics show less than 10,000 people, 10,000 Iraqis, were resettled as refugees, half the number from the year before. This was done after the 2009 discovery that 2 Al Qaeda terrorists were living as refugees in Bowling Green, Kentucky. It's also worth noting that Franklin D. Roosevelt limited Jewish refugees to limit the threat of Nazi spies. In 1939, a ship carrying hundreds of Jews was refused entry, and more than a quarter of the passengers died in the Holocaust. And also, he interned a bunch of Japanese American citizens, and that was not cool. The Daily Wire compiled a list of terror attacks in America that were inspired by radical Islam since Obama took office in 2009, including the Boston bombing and Fort Hood, which contradicts Obama's statement of no foreign terrorist organization successfully planned and executed an attack in our homeland. That was Obama. From the Daily Wire. Little Rock, Arkansas, June 1st, 2009. Fort Hood, November 5th, 2009. Boston, Massachusetts, April 15th, 2013. Moore, Oklahoma, September 24th, 2014. Queens, New York, October 23rd, 2014. Brooklyn, New York, December 20th, 2014. Garland, Texas, May 3rd, 2015. Chattanooga, Tennessee, July 16th, 2015. San Bernardino, California, December 24th, 2015. Orlando, Florida, June 12th, 2016. St. Cloud, Minnesota, September 17th, 2016. New York, New Jersey, September 17th, 2016. And Columbus, Ohio, November 28th, 2016. Also, a report from Fox News and a release by Senator Jeff Sessions found that there have been 580 terrorist convictions in the United States. 380 of them were foreign-born. The data from the Department of Justice listed all terror convictions from September 11th, 2001 to December 31st, 2014. At least 380 of the 580 were foreign-born, 71 confirmed natural-born, and 129 unknown. Of the 380 foreign-born, at least 24 were initially admitted into the U.S. as refugees, and 33 had overstayed their visas. Additionally, at least 62 were from Pakistan, 28 from Lebanon, 22 from Palestine, 21 from Somalia, 20 from Yemen, 19 from Iraq, 16 from Jordan, 17 from Egypt, and 10 from Afghanistan. You may note that some of these countries are not on the ban list. Quite a few of them aren't, actually, and Trump has said that he may add more at a later date. Senator Sessions and Senator Ted Cruz and others have requested details on immigration histories of terrorists convicted in the United States through 2014. Letters were sent to the Department of Justice, the Department of State, and the Department of Homeland Security. The Obama administration resisted requests for over 10 months. The DHS finally gave limited data to Senator Sessions' team, but continued to refuse critical info about those convicted. Many times, it is worth noting, the second generation of immigrants becomes radicalized, and sometimes they conduct acts of terror, like the Boston bombing. The point is that there are different angles to radicalization. On Meet the Press, the head of this House Homeland Security Committee, Representative Michael McCall, said that there are lots of holes, gaping holes, in U.S. defenses. He went on to say, we have hundreds of Americans that have traveled to Iraq and Syria. Many of them have come back as well. I think it is a direct threat. He spoke to FBI and Homeland Security officials who say we don't have databases to vet them. The former head of the House Intelligence Committee, Representative Mike Rogers, corroborated McCall's statement, saying, "I'm not sure why this shocked everybody. There's not a vetting process that can vet every single refugee coming in on the refugee program." FBI Director James Comey stated that gaps remain in the vetting process due to a lack of intelligence on the ground in Syria. On CBS's Face the Nation, the chairman of the Senate and House Intelligence Committees, Senator Richard Burr and Representative Devin Nunes, agreed that the U.S. has no strategy to defeat ISIS. Representative David Nunes warned about undocumented refugees, saying there is no possible way to screen them. It should be stopped immediately. Continuing, he stated, "Bottom line, if you don't want refugees, you have to go into Iraq and Syria and defeat ISIS." A CBS News report showed 13,210 Syrian refugees were admitted into the U.S. in 2016 from January to October, a 675% increase over the same period in 2015. The vast majority of Syrian refugees resettled from Syria are Sunni Muslims. A United Nations figure shows that 72% of the migrants leaving Syria are men, with 13% of them being women and 15% being children. Sort of contradicts the idea that it's nothing but children and women and families and everything else. With terror attacks rampant and the rates of sexual assault and rape rising dramatically, the migrant crisis in Europe shows clearly that mass immigration has serious problems and illustrates how mass immigration from high-risk countries and a wholly ineffective assimilation process combine into a destructive force that has caused pain and suffering for the people of Europe. The National Review wrote an article that shows that Trump's executive order is legal and why. The report shows that the executive order does not violate the Immigration and Nationality Act of 1965, as many have claimed, which states in Section 1152A of Title 8 U.S. Code that, with exemptions not here relevant, no person shall receive any preference or priority or be discriminated against in the issuance of an immigrant visa because of the person's race, sex, nationality, place of birth, or place of residence. The purpose is to protect national security from a terrorist threat, not to discriminate on the terms I quoted earlier. Federal immigration law clearly states the president can halt immigration for as long as he deems necessary if there is detriment to the interests of the United States. I would say whack job jihadists trying to blow us up is a detriment to our interests. To summarize, the actions that President Trump took are not unprecedented and in fact have occurred under Democrat administrations under more severe and contentious terms for longer periods of time. Threat assessments from experts across the board tell us conclusively that radical Islam infiltrating the refugee resettlement program is and continues to be a serious threat to our homeland. The actions that President Trump took are completely legal, as made clear by federal immigration law. Due to the terrorist threat posed by these banned countries, the supposed violation of the Immigration and Nationality Act of 1965 is, among other reasons, invalid. The right to protest this on a moral level is something people have a right to do if they choose. But I hope those protesting, as well as the media, who willingly choose bias over objectivity, look at the full scope of this decision and understand that it was done to make America safer and that it does not violate the rights of those who are banned. I appreciate you watching this video, and if you want to see more videos like it, I hope that you will subscribe. There will definitely be more on the way, and may the force be with you.